This is our second adventure simulation hybrid, actually. Reelect JFK comes to us, actually, sorry, not courtesy of Duriel. Apologies. This is Schrademan's viewer pick. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to update that. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, so it was actually picked in January of this year. So for us, that qualifies as a relatively short turnaround. Do I like JFK? I think he's generally a little bit overrated due to his, obviously, some of the soft qualities that endeared him to many people. But that said, obviously he had like a abbreviated tenure, although not in the alternate history of this game. But generally he was very solid. I just think he's a little bit, partially because of his big popularity at the time on things like his looks and his family image, which was not actually accurate. But then also, obviously, partly because of his death midway through, it turned into a case of like what could have been. So I think he's a little bit overrated from a historical perspective, but he's still, still strong. Yes, the sex scandals that were not unearthed at the time he was alive. Media was a very different thing at the time. He's also like addicted to painkillers and things. And anyway, this game, Reelect JFK, developed by Viking Entertainment and published by Quadra Interactive, released in 1994, is a Windows 3 game. Also came out on Macintosh. On November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot down by an assassin's bullet. Since that time, people have wondered how history might have been different if JFK had lived to complete his first term. Would America have gotten more deeply involved in Vietnam? Would the Civil Rights Act of 1964 have been passed? Would he have been re-elected to a second term? These are all questions we'll have to ponder. Yes, right, yeah, he was a great speech giver, although even I try not to get involved too heavily wrapped up in speeches because they're not really authored by the people that deliver them. In most cases. Yes, we could have, so this will be some interesting political revisionism, perhaps. Oh, is this still open? It should not be. Okay, good, it's not. This can be closed. Alright, let's take a look at this manual. Reelect JFK. Notice. Reelect JFK is about the dream, about what might have been if President John F. Kennedy had lived. The concept and design of this game are based on a deep respect for one of the most charismatic and popular presidents the United States of America has ever known. Although it is set against a historical background, Reelect JFK is a work of fiction. Other than the portrayal of Robert F. Kennedy as Attorney General, all characters are fictitious and are not based on any real person, either living or dead. Interesting. What happened to this stuff here? There, whoa, there we go. Wait. You fell asleep while streaming, Sting? And someone subscribed while you were streaming? And you woke up? Oh, that's cool, Bassel. Yeah, I think it is a great speech. We do it not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Oh, you mean you had someone sub to you while you were not streaming, so when you're offline, basically. Interesting. And should someone gifted you a sub to a channel you don't even watch or follow? That's interesting. Huh. Wow. Hey, guys. Oh, I see. Someone subbed you to Big John's channel. Got it. Right, just because it was probably like a random sub when you were in the chat room. A gift sub, I guess. Oh, there's Sting paying it forward. Thank you so much, Sting. The gift sub to Zopin. Welcome to the Rufus Ruffians, Zopin. Thank you, Sting, for the gift sub. Appreciate it. Not ignored whatchamacallits. I hear you best. Did you see, I'm trying to remember the name of that documentary now. There was a space documentary I saw. Maybe it's close to 7 or 8 years ago now. It might be something called like From Earth to the Moon. It had one of the best trailers I've ever seen for any movie, let alone documentaries. And like they had Buzz Aldrin, a lot of the Apollo astronauts were interviewed in it. Anyway, I'll try to dig it up, send it to you, Basil. No, well, we haven't finished Ghostbusters 2, Rubik, and that's also on. That's the last second Journey game. This is the last DOS Adventure Quest game. They're on parallel, independent tracks. Oh, you did see that. Am I getting the name of the movie right? From Earth to the Moon or something? Keep doing it till you find someone who's sleeping. Oh yeah, Ghostbusters 2 is awful. Anyway, back to Reelect JFK. We have some tips for successful gameplay. Oh, I'm interested in these. Don't just wait for things to happen to you. Move around and explore your environment. Remember, you are the president. Who knows what you will find or where you will find it? Watch the cursor for clues about where you can go and what you can look at. In Reelect JFK, there are a number of puzzles to be solved and clues to be assembled. You will need these in order to access secret files, uncover hidden passageways. Is this where we're having our illicit affairs in the secret passageways? And otherwise enjoy the game to its fullest. Look for codes, combinations, and then think carefully on how and where they may be used. Oh, was it really, Sting? That's an interesting first introduction to video gaming. Just thank your lucky stars it was not Ghostbusters 2, because that was... Oh boy. That was a whole nother... Well, oh god. Save the game often. If you don't like the way a conversation came out, restore the game and try that day again. Sometimes you will have to play hardball, but don't offend the wrong people. Pay attention to which issues people want to hear about while you're on your campaign trail. You'll need every vote you can get. That was the other thing too. Frank Sinatra used like the mob connections to like there was a bunch of like fraud in that 1960 election anyway. No, I don't believe any of the conspiracy theories. I don't believe in any of that. Remember that this is the 1960s, not the 1990s. Don't assume that people will respond to your policies the way they would today. Reelect JFK reflects voter sentiment as it was back in 1964. And don't despair if you fail in a particular issue. You can regain your popularity with other successes. Don't forget, have fun. It's a game. Don't forget that, Rubik. Don't forget. Introduction. On November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot down by an assassin's bullet. Since that time, people have wondered how history might have been different if JFK had lived to complete his first term. Oh wow, this person copied directly from this manual for the Moby Games game description. Would he have been re-elected to a second term? Reelect JFK is a first-person simulation that puts you in the role of President Kennedy. You have survived the assassination attempt in Dallas and must continue on your quest for re-election in 1964. Along the way, you will confront key political issues such as Vietnam and the Civil Rights Movement. You will also face the challenge of discovering who was responsible for the attempt on your life. You will play 50 game weeks. Oh, so it's actually weeks. Which will take you from the assassination attempt in November of 1963 to Election Day 1964. Your primary objective is to get re-elected to a second term. So maybe I should swap that out for like a calendar icon, maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna. This kind of mirrors like Yukon Trail a little bit in that, or not Yukon Trail. What was I gonna say? Yeah, maybe Yukon Trail, kind of. Like usually, I will go if you can get a death immediately, I will go for that. But this is the sort of game where if like the bad end or death is not realized until the end of the game, I don't have to invest a half an hour or longer of purposely playing poorly just to achieve that. I mean, we might get it anyway, which if so, great, we see a bad ending, but I'm only going to invest the time to do things poorly on purpose if it's like an immediate payoff. Whoa. Playing the game, interacting with game characters. Reelect JFK is a dialogue-driven game. Characters speak to you, and you speak back in the voice of JFK. They specifically got him back from the grave to provide some voiceover for this game. For each exchange of dialogue, you will be given a choice of responses in the upper left corner of the screen. The choices will represent an abbreviated version of a response or represent an attitude or manner of a response. Good and bad, yeah. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have my opening statement. How's it going, Neil? The game interface scoreboard. Your score is displayed in two ways. Oh, we have a scoreboard. Your domestic approval rating, the American flag, reflects how well you are performing in the eyes of the American public. It will change based on your decisions and actions throughout the game. Maximizing your approval rating will help to ensure your victory in the 64 election. Your superpower rating, the globe, reflects America's strength as a world power. It will change based on your decisions and actions throughout the game. Maximizing your superpower rating will generally improve your domestic approval rating. However, some decisions that are popular at home may not be viewed kindly on the international front, and vice versa. Oh well, you can still celebrate Thanksgiving, Yale. You don't have to be American. It's okay. All right, I will, Das. I will. Elapsed timer. You have 8 hours in each day, which are represented on the timer. Time elapses when you play a scene, when you navigate through locations, or when you interact with the environment. Because there will always be more to do than there is time available, you will constantly be pressed to decide which issues to deal with and which to postpone. Aw, real time. If you want to end the day early, click on the timer. The remaining hours will elapse immediately. Game calendar. Starting the week after the assassination attempt in Dallas, you will play 1 day per game week until Election Day, 1964. This comprises 50 game turns, I see. So it is kind of like 50 days, but there's only 1 day per week played. Got it. Special functions. 3 special functions exist to facilitate gameplay. Select the Repeat Dialogue button A to automatically replay the most recent line of dialogue. Select the Character Information button B to see the names of the characters currently on the screen. You may continue to play while the names are displayed. Select the button again to turn the names off. Select the Notebook button C to record your notes throughout the game. Select the button again to close the notebook. Wow, very loud. Coming from next door. Yes, that is the turducken. I've never seen that or eaten that. That was invented by John Madden, the turducken. Oh, what hours are you working, Sting? Hopefully you should have at least the morning off, right? Most people... I know the Black Friday and shopping stuff usually doesn't start until the afternoon. 2 to 12 a.m. Okay, so at least it starts 2 p.m. At least you have Thanksgiving morning, but yeah, that's not during dinner. That sucks. Hey, Kamikaze. Alright, response grid. Throughout the game, you will make decisions and speak with characters by choosing from the response grid. With choices in the grid will either represent an abbreviated version of a response or represent a manner of response. Once you make your choice, you will hear your response in the voice of JFK. Commit troops, withdraw troops, stay advisory, negotiate. Interesting. Topic buttons. The topic buttons consist of Vietnam, civil rights, re-election, and accusation. Vietnam is one of the critical issues you will face as president. Select the Vietnam button when you want to deal with the Vietnam situation. Select the civil rights button when you want to deal with this issue. Your goal is to get the civil rights bill through Congress. They don't say what the goal of the Vietnam War is. I guess that's kind of open to discussion, perhaps. Get civil rights bill through Congress. We obviously have to get reelected. Get reelected to second term. Select the re-election button when you want to deal with your re-election campaign. Select the accusation button when you are ready to accuse the persons, responsible for the attempt on your life. Okay, yep, that's true. Is it not Lee Harvey Oswald? I guess they did say the other characters would be fictional, so I guess it's not. Fine. Why is JFK investigating the attempt on his own life? Personally? But make sure you have your facts in order. Accusing the wrong person could have devastating results. In the lower left corner of each button, except the accusation button, there's a number displayed with a clock face. This number represents the time that will elapse while playing that topic. Oh, so how many hours? Got it. The time will vary depending on the scene you are playing within the topic. A button's time display will turn blue while you play the scene, and your JFK stamp of completion will appear on the button after you complete the scene for that game day. A dim button means that the topic is unavailable for gameplay at that moment. Saving, restoring, and quitting the game. Okay, so we have game options menu, save game. Oh, there's a menu bar, got it. Note, the game will resume from the beginning of the game day on which you saved. Any activity on the saved game day will not be restored. Good to know. And similarly will resume at such time. Aardvark mentioned that there is a bug with the game, with saving the game, with restoring the game. We're gonna have to choose new game before we restore. Okay, and then there's quitting. All right, cool. And here we have our credits, published by Quadra Interactive and in Carlsbad, California they were based. And designed by Viking Entertainment. Wait, not Enter, but Entertainment in San Diego, California. Concept direction by Frank Jensen. Jerry Seeger was the main programmer. Okay, Pace Ebbison is the lead voice actor for JFK, and Peter Kratz for RFK. And then the rest of these people are all fictional. Lanny Minella, the game overview narrator. Alright, cool, so that's the manual. Alright, so we'll do last call for time and death guesses. So yeah, that's what I was led to believe too, Basil. Both of us are disappointed now. Alright, we're also trying on buys too, in case you anyone wants to make anyone didn't get a chance earlier, you can make a buy now. No one trusts Herbert Hoover? I think Herbert Hoover was dead by this point. Didn't Herbert Hoover die in like the late 30s or something? When did Herbert Hoover die? Oh no, he was alive till 64. Oh wow, I totally got that wrong. Huh. Yeah, so he lived more than, 34 years. Or 32 years after he was president. Cool. Hey, glitch. Oh, J. Edgar Hoover. Got it. Sorry. That is true as well. All right, glitch 3 for Carmen San Francisco, Junior Detective Edition. Moves out of the island of Dr. Brain, down under Dan, City 2000, up to R24. And Dark 3 for Pink Panther, Passport to Peril. Out of Melvin Freebush, Deja Vu 2, Daughter of Serpents, to V62. Thank you, Dark. Yeah, that's what Glitch put. Not Carmen San Diego, Carmen San Francisco. And Hoffman, 3 for the 25th anniversary of Star Trek. Out of Twin Suns Odyssey, Curses, and a Poisonous Koala, up to V3. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay. Also from Dark, San Viejo, not San Jose. Dark 2 for Burn Cycle, 2 guns. Brings it up to 16. Oh wow, that's all. Waka waka. All right, we are no longer accepting responses for time and death guesses. Oh, it's gotta end with an O. What about San Mateo? It's not far from San Francisco. Okay. Oh, that wouldn't be that interesting, Rubik. I don't move around too much. I take a vacation every now and again. That's about the extent of it. Yeah, Carmen San Bernardino would work. Alright, let's look at time guesses. Sting, the low time guess, 2 hours, 20 minutes. Alexiu, the first guess, over 3 hours. Miria, 4 hours. Mantis, 5. Trademan, 6. Dark, 7. Hardvark, 8. Bombburst, 9. BDR, 10. Basshole, 11. Materian, 12. Boss, 13. Nax, 14. Calix 16, Hoffman 17, Lester 18, Coconut 31 hours and 2 minutes. Lee Harvey Oswald guessed 1 minute. I guess that's how long life lasts when you're around him. And apparently I said, I voted Kodos. Colonel Mustard said, it was Professor Plum with a candlestick in the billiards room. And now for our death guesses. Many people, including Miria, said no death, 0 deaths. Apparently I myself guessed 0 deaths. BDR said 0 because zombies cannot die. That's true, they're well, isn't a zombie undead? So couldn't a zombie die? Mantis among the many who said 1 death. Colonel Mustard 2 said 1 death. Coconut the first over 10 deaths. Sting 20 deaths. Glitch 30. Evisedney 40. And Basil 63. Yes, that's the year he died. But apparently we might die 63 times. Oh shoot, yeah, I never updated that. Don't blame Hippobot. You forgot something. Oh, did you? Yeah, I always segment the time from the death, so I never read it together, unfortunately.
Don't mess with it.
I already have messed with it. Okay, so that should be fixed now. There we go.
This is no time to play the fool.
Oh, but it is. I beg to differ. Yeah, it's the real thing. He's got a real campaign. He doesn't need a game for that to play out. Okay, so here we go with Reelect JFK. Quadra Interactive presents. I said K. Okay, it is Viking Entertainment. Not entertainment, but entertainment. Oh, I said K. You just heard it as A. K-A. K-A. Hey. Why is this? I guess a little too loud. Can I get down to 4? Maybe. Nah, not buying it. Sorry, guys. Not buying it.
It's a beautiful day here in Dallas as President and Mrs. Kennedy arrive at Love Field for what is widely regarded as the first stop on the 64 campaign trail. They are being greeted by Texas Governor John Connally and various other well-wishers. After the president leaves Love Field, he will partake in a motorcade through Dallas, and then on to the trade mart to deliver a speech. And here comes the motorcade. President Kennedy is seated in the rear of his limousine with the First Lady on his left. It appears that something has gone wrong with the motorcade. We are receiving reports that there has been a shooting, that shots have been fired at the motorcade. The police are on the scene. We don't know if the president's been hit. We understand that Parkland Hospital has been notified.
President Kennedy was shot during today's motorcade, but is in good condition with what the doctors are calling a superficial flesh wound to his right shoulder. The president regrets that the kickoff to our 64 campaign has been marred, but vows to continue our quest for re-election next fall.
Saoirse, thank you very much for the host. Welcome everybody to Reelect JFK, or as chat would have you believe, JFA. Get some credits here. Or are you playing Saoirse? JFK? Okay, should we get a game overview perhaps?
Reelect JFK is a first-person simulation that puts you in the role of President Kennedy. You have survived the assassination attempt in Dallas and must continue on your quest for re-election in 1964. Along the way, you will confront key political issues such as Vietnam and civil rights. You will also face the challenge of discovering who was responsible for the attempt on your life. Your objective is to get re-elected to a second term. Select Continue to learn about the screen controls and indicators, or select Main Menu to exit this section.
Look at this, there's like a tutorial in-game. Maybe we didn't have to read the manual after all.
Your score is displayed in two ways. Your domestic approval rating reflects how you are performing in the eyes of the American public. It will change based on your decisions and actions throughout the game. Maximizing your approval rating will help to ensure your victory in the '64 election. Your superpower rating reflects America's strength as a world power. It will change based on your decisions and actions throughout the game. Maximizing your superpower rating will generally improve your domestic approval rating. However, some decisions that are popular at home may not be viewed kindly on the international front. Throughout the game, you will make decisions and speak with characters by choosing from the response grid. Choices in the grid will either represent an abbreviated version of a response or represent a manner of response. Once you make your choice, you will hear your response in the voice of JFK.
Or JFA.
You have 8 hours in each day, which are represented on the timer. Time elapses when you play a scene, when you navigate through locations, or when you interact with the environment.
Oh,
Because there will always
thanks
be
for the
more
gift
to
sub to
do than
Sprint.
there is time available, you will constantly be pressed to decide which issues to deal with and which to postpone.
Thanks so much, Sting.
However, if you want to end the day early, click on the timer. The remaining hours will elapse immediately.
Sounds good. And welcome to the Rufus Ruffians Sprint. Awesome. Thanks so much, Sting. Yeah, that's what I said, Docs, but apparently it's some... Oh, now I even forget who actually did the voice acting, unfortunately. Okay, elapsed timer. What now?
Three special functions exist to facilitate gameplay. Select the Repeat Dialogue button to automatically replay the most recent line of dialogue. Select the Character Information button to see the names of the characters currently on the screen. You may continue to play while the names are displayed. Select the button again to turn the names off. Select the Notebook button to record your notes throughout the game.
Oh, we have our own notebook for that. Thank you, game, though. Thank you. I don't trust you.
Starting the week after the assassination attempt in Dallas, you will play 1 day per week until Election Day 1964. This comprises 50 game turns.
It's a lot of turns.
Vietnam is one of the critical issues you will face as the president. Select this button when you want to deal with Vietnam.
I don't
As
want to deal
all
with
four of
Vietnam.
the topic buttons, its time display will turn blue while you play the scene. And your JFK stamp of completion will appear on the button after you complete the scene. A dim button means that the topic is unavailable for gameplay. Select this button when you want to deal with a civil rights issue. Your goal is to get the Civil Rights Bill through Congress. Select this button when you want to deal with your re-election campaign. Select this button when you are ready to accuse the person or people responsible for the attempt on your life, but make sure you have your facts in order. Accusing the wrong person could have devastating results.
Uh-oh.
To play a game,
Shouldn't be the
select
president's role
Main
to
Menu.
accuse this
To see the overview
attempted
again,
murder.
select Continue.
All right, I think we're ready for main menu and a new game. What do you want to deal with, Miss Monroe? Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question.
Hello, Mr. President.
Carl?
Here's that information about the assassination attempt you wanted from the police. This should give you a few leads for your own investigation. That was a close call you had last week. You had the family really scared. Thank God you're okay.
Well, thank you there, Robert. I'm still not sure why you want me to investigate my own murder. Can you please tell me why I am doing that?
Thanks, Bobby. Whoever did this isn't going to get away with it. Not if I can help it.
We'll find him. I'm sure of it. You'll probably want to look through that file for a while, so I'll leave you alone.
I'll speak with you later.
Yes, thank you, Bobby. I will be looking at that momentarily. And by momentarily, I mean now. Oh, we have a business card here. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Gordon Tompkins, Special Agent. Now, Mr. Tompkins, why are you not giving me this briefing yourself? Why am I being forced to examine the facts of this case without the context of your presentation to me? This is highly irregular, and I demand a presidential briefing now. Really? 25 different ways? Oh my god. Okay, so let us write down Gordon Tompkins, his phone number for which we can reach him at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We will be contacting him, I do imagine. Now let's see what else we have here. Oh, we have a tape. This is perhaps an audio recording of the attempt on my life. Let us listen to it heretofore hence.
Begin interview with Mrs. Kenneth Dalton. Now, Mrs. Dalton, tell us what you saw in Dealey Plaza.
Yes, well, I heard those terrible shots ring out. There seemed to be 3 or 4 shots, and as I heard the shots, I looked up at the county records building because that's where the noise was coming from. When I looked up, I saw someone or something moving in the corner window of the 5th floor. I couldn't make anything out except that there was movement. That's all I know.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Dalton. End interview with Mrs. Kenneth Dalton.
Begin interview with Elliot Balder. Now, Mr. Balder.
If only we could record Hippo's voice into the quotes LOL.
Thank you for the bits, Coconut.
Am I on? Okay. I know that the shots came from the county records building. My wife, my brother, and I were standing right in front of that building when the shots were fired. I'm sure they came from that building because the sound of the shots was right above us. I wish I could tell you more, but my wife and I had just come up from Austin the day before, and we were too overtaken by the whole place and all the excitement to notice anything specific.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Balder. End interview with Elliot Balder.
Begin interview with Jason Alvarado. Now, Mr. Alvarado, tell us what you saw on November 22nd.
This is a highly irregular Miss Monroe. Can you come and debrief me right now?
Thank you, Vassal, for the 100 bits. Alright, we're definitely gonna have to... We're gonna have to re-listen to these. They don't have subtitles.
It was just terrible. That's all we need now. Thank you for your time, Mr. Alvarado. End interview with Jason Alvarado. Begin interview with Sarah Kavanaugh. Now, Miss Kavanaugh, just tell us now...
Brett Kavanaugh's mother?
Okay. Well, I guess I should start by saying that I work in the county records building. I'm a clerk there. Anyway, the week before the president came to Dallas, a man came to my desk and asked for a copy of the blueprints for the building, so I gave them to him.
Why?
I really didn't think too much of it, until I heard that the shots had been fired from the records building. I think he may be the man responsible.
Can you tell us what he looked like?
He was tall, over 6 feet, and he had a sandy brown hair. And I think he had a pretty big nose. That's all I remember.
Thank you for your time, Miss Kavanaugh. End interview with Sarah Kavanaugh.
We're gonna talk to Squee next. Alright, how can we, oh, just push again? Play again?
Begin interview with Mrs. Kenneth Dalton. Now, Mrs. Dalton, tell us what you saw in Dealey Plaza.
Yes, well, I heard those terrible shots ring out. There seemed to be 3 or 4 shots. And as I heard the shots, I looked up at the county records building because that's where the noise was coming from. When I looked up, I saw someone or something moving in the corner window of the 5th floor. I couldn't make anything out except that there was movement. That's all I know.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Dalton.
You're only gonna ask her one question?
Kenneth Dalton. Begin interview with Elliot Balder. Now, Mr. Balder, tell us what you know about the assassination attempt.
Oh, am I on? Okay.
Yes, you are.
I know that the shots came from the county records building. My wife, my brother, and I were standing right in front of that building when the shots were fired. I'm sure they came from that building because the sound of the shots was right above us. I wish I could tell you more, but my wife and I had just come up from Austin the day before, and we were too overtaken by the whole place and all the excitement to notice anything specific.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Balder. End interview with Elliot Balder. Begin interview with Jason Alvarado. Now, Mr. Alvarado, tell us what you saw on November 22nd. I saw a rifle coming out of the window on the 5th floor of the county records building. Did you see the person who had the gun? No, I didn't. That's strange to see, but I just saw the rifle, and I heard the shots. It was just terrible. That's all we need now. Thank you for your time, Mr. Alvarado. End interview with Jason Alvarado. Begin interview with Sarah Kavanaugh. Now, Miss Kavanaugh, just tell us now what you told us before.
Okay. Well, I guess I should start by saying that I work in the county records building. I'm a clerk there. Anyway, the week before the president came to Dallas, a man came to my desk and asked for a copy of the blueprints for the building, so I gave them to him. I really didn't think too much of it, until I heard that the shots had been fired from the records building. I think he may be the man responsible.
Can you tell us what he looked like?
He was tall, over 6 feet, and he had a sandy brown hair. And I think he had a pretty big nose. That's all I remember.
Thank you for your time, Miss Kavanaugh. End interview with Sarah Kavanaugh.
Hey, it's like a dang old standing there, dang old tear, dang old boom, man. Yeah, it's alright. Alright, so what is this shows people that were there. This is just our notebook, right? Okay. So it's a quarter of the day, I guess. Of the 8 hours. So that was 2 hours. Got it. How do we... What did I just do? How do we get back to the case file? Oh, thank you. I see. So that was the audio and this was the thing. Alright, let us look at this report. It is a copy. A ballistics report summary. It appears that 3 shots were fired. One missile hit the windshield of the limousine. Another hit the side of the moving vehicle, and a third hit President Kennedy. That's me. The president sustained a flesh wound in his right shoulder. The nature of the bullet wound indicates that the shot came from above and behind the president. Witness testimony supports this conclusion. It appears that the shooter was located in the county records building. Firearms identification analysis of the bullet fragments indicate the use of a .257 caliber bolt-action weapon. Nitrate tests on Rafkin and Parsons indicate that neither of them had fired a gun on November 22nd, 1963. Oh, we have recovered something here from my presidential limousine. It is, I do not know what this is. Is this the bullet, the caliber, smashed into my shoulder? Or was that recovered from my shoulder? I do not know. Oh yeah, we know that Maturin. We actually saw what the game over looked like when we after we beat the game. Oh yeah, be kind, rewind, right, Bill? Be kind and rewind. Okay, so let's write down the this other stuff here. Wait, Rafkin and Parson. Oh wait, I didn't read this part. I was like, wait, what's going on? Wait, hold on. Let me back up here a second. Whoa. Oh, these are the witnesses? Oh, wow, okay. So we have their phone numbers. We can even call them up. Very interesting. Can you mess around with like their photos? No. That would be great. The president making like direct calls to speak with eyewitnesses. Now tell me, Mr. Balder, what did you see when you moved away? Alright, so 3 shots fired. One missile? They call a bullet a missile? Interesting. I'm used to Brett Kavanaugh. Alright, Sarah Kavanaugh is with a C. One missile hit the windshield of the limousine, another hit the side of the moving vehicle, a third hit President Kennedy. Okay. We got a flesh wound in the right shoulder. Shots came from above and behind. Above and behind? There were 2 shooters? What? What? I mean, it could be that it was moving and the shots were taken differently, but I kind of doubt it. Oh, no, it says 1 shooter. Very interesting. Very interesting. The Knicks on 2 shooters. Alright. Firearms identification, we got a 257. Okay, let's put, Alright, we're gonna have to call a bunch of these people, probably. Alright, so 257... caliber weapon, 3 shots above and below JFK. Nitrous text. Oh, so Rafkin and Parsons, neither of them had fired a gun. These are the 2 people in custody. Summary of statements. Okay, so we got both their phone numbers. The latent fingerprints were found in the office where the shooter was located. The inked prints indicate that the prints found in the office match those of Robert Rafkin and Deborah Parson. Robert Rafkin, an executive working in the Dallas County Records building. This is not taking place in the book depository. This is definitely very much an alternate history. Says that he was standing with friends in Dealey Plaza watching the president's motorcade when the shots were fired. 3 individuals came forward to corroborate his presence in Dealey Plaza. Deborah Parson. That was Parsons, no? Parson? Singular? Yes. Robert Rafkin's secretary also says that she was in Dealey Plaza watching the president's motorcade when the shots were fired. A woman that she works with substantiated her alibi. Latent prints taken from the office in the county records building. Robert Rafkin and Deborah Parson. Ink prints taken by detectives at the FBI. Okay. And there's, okay, why don't we write down the phone numbers for these witnesses? They did, Edward, they did. Isn't that kind of interesting? It's sort of a neat game. It's sort of a neat concept. I mean, we'll see whether or not it, like, it works, but it does seem interesting. I appreciate, you know, games that are different. Try something new. Interesting. Alright, let's get Dalton. Because I'm guessing we're going to have to call these people. And we're probably not going to have like a Rolodex to select from or something. What are these 214 area codes? Okay, so I think we looped this report. How do we get out of there? Close. All right. Let us use the telephone. Am I being real timed here? Better save it. Where's the here, right? About Reelect JFK. Published by Quadra Interactive Inc., Carlsbad, California. Made with Macro Media. Remember Macro Media, everybody? Is the buy timer busted? No, it's just not. I just never forget. I forgot to set it. So 37 minutes, I guess. There you go. Thank you. Oh, 214 is Dallas. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's realistic. What about 512? How about that, Basil? 512. Now you have to look that one up. All right, I'm not seeing any menu here. I'm just seeing a black bar. Oh, there's file. Game options. Okay, so here we can save. So Aardvark, there's no issue on. It is black and black for whatever reason. There's no interest. There's no issue with saving anytime I want. Right? The issue is just with restoring with the bugs. 512 is Austin. Okay, thank you. Thank you. What is the date? It's November 63, right? Actually, let me actually get the. Is it 20? Okay, 25th. I better relieve with that, actually. 63, 35. Can I do periods? No. Dashes? Slashes? No. Damn. Okay. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we're going to play some calls now. Can we deal with the White House switchboard? All right, let's call the agent first. Gordon Tompkins. All right, 202 is DC. At least I know that. Oh, I can't. How do I use a telephone? I do not know how to. I am incapable of making my own phone calls. I have all these buttons. I do not know what they do. Bobby, can you get one of my staff secretaries in here? You will have to help me make a phone call, among other duties and assigned tasks. That's great. For how to use the telephone. I can't even, like, hang up. Are you supposed to? You're not supposed to use the notepad yet. Oh, did I put above and below? Yeah. Because probably I was like talking while I was doing it, so I wasn't paying attention. Thank you. That would be hilarious if, like, well, it wouldn't be hilarious, but it would be quite something if someone was like, Mr. President, I'm below the car. Haha. Boom firing. Okay, so it doesn't look like we can make a phone call. Oh, okay, here we have... Oh my god, we have summary reports on all this stuff. Polling? No poll results are available. What's our travel itinerary like? Not established. What do we have anybody working for us? We don't have even a campaign budget. Why do I have papers on my desk if there is nothing on them? What kind of re-election campaign is this?
Mr. President, why are you calling random civilians?
Thank you, Anonymous, for those bits. However, I must inform you that I was actually trying to contact the FBI agent that was assigned to my case, one Mr. Gordon Tompkins. Now, if I am unable to reach either anyone in my FBI nor my campaign, and I am unable to use a phone, I do not see how I am going to be very effective as a president, for there is nobody in my office to hold my hand here. Now we must be looking at my increasing engagement in Vietnam. Okay, at least I do have some information here. I have 16,000 troops that are currently there, according to my National Security Action Memorandum. But apparently that's all the information I need to know in Vietnam is just a troop count. Now, civil rights legislation. This is something I am going to be trying to get Congress to approve my bill through Congress. Sting X2. Thank you very much for this host. I am appreciating it. We got Title 1 prohibits tactics used to keep the Negroes from voting. This is generally a good thing, I think, to have a level playing field here at the ballot box. Now, next up here we have Title 2, requires desegregation of public hotels, restaurants, theaters, and stores. Now, I do believe we are missing here the lunch counters and the buses. Title 3 empowers the Attorney General, that's my brother Bobby, to bring suit to desegregate the schools. Title 4 creates Community Relations Service. Title 5 continues the Civil Rights Commission, and Title 6 allows the federal government to deny funding to public programs whose hiring practices are racially discriminatory. And Title 7 creates Commission of Equal Employment Opportunity. Now, I must be honest with you here. I did not put a lot of thought into this, but my crack staff, who all appear to have vanished off the face of my White House, have put this together for me, and for that I do appreciate this. We shall overcome indeed, eventually, once I figure out how to use the telephone machine. Next up here we have my little brown book, apparently. Oh, it's my notebook here. Now I don't know how my notebook here, and I got a notebook there. I got a notebook there, notebook everywhere, a notebook. However, there are no phone numbers here. Okay, this is, now I already listened to this tape recording. Perhaps it will be of use when we have my opponent in the 1960 election, Richard Milhouse Nixon, wishes he had this office to conduct his own sorts of recordings. However, I do not believe he will get such an opportunity. Now then, can we figure out how to use my telephone? Now, you talk here, Alexio, about Barry Goldwater. Now, let me tell you something about Mr. Goldwater. Yeah, if it were up to him, girls with daisy flowers would be bombed off the face of the earth. So, yeah, be careful about radicals like this. Oh, I have discovered something here, I do believe. Oh, it's... look at this. Me like a fool, writing down phone numbers. Turns out I have interns in this office who have done this for me. I can't believe I wasted my presidential time writing down numbers of these constituents here. However, I do notice that my number one fan here, Gordon Tompkins, FBI agent, is not available to me. I do not know how I will be. I do want to start by telephoning him. However, it does not appear, unless I access this business card, I will be able to do this. Now, it stated very clearly here what his telephone number is. However, I am currently unable to enter in the phone selection of my choice. They keep on talking about overcoming. I can't even overcome the objects on my desk. What kind of a president is this? I can't do much of anything here. Keep on opening up and closing up folders. All right, let's just make a call here, shall we? All right, Mrs. Kenneth Dalton, what have you to tell us? Mrs. Dalton, are you not at home? Oh, Mrs. Dalton, you disappeared. Oh, there you are. Mrs. Dalton, is that you? Yeah, this is your president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. How are you, ma'am?
Hello, Mrs. Dalton? This is Jack Kennedy.
Billy, is that you? That's just not funny.
I assure you, Mrs. Dalton, I have the best of intentions here.
No, ma'am. This isn't Billy. I'm really Jack Kennedy. I just wanted to ask you a few questions about what you saw in Dealey Plaza. Would you mind talking with me, ma'am?
This is a bit of a delayed response here from you, Mrs. Dalton. I expected more timely responses from you.
Oh my goodness! It's really you? I can't believe I'm talking to the President of the United States. Oh, I've got to tell Charlene.
Please don't. Charlene got a little bit too excited the last time she saw me, and it would be most unfortunate were she to know of our conversation, given our past history together. So please let me ask you a question, ma'am.
Is there anything you can tell me about that day that you didn't tell the police?
Well, no. I told the police everything I know. I'm sorry. Oh, how are Jackie and your beautiful children?
Ma'am, I'm a little bit impatient here. If you don't have if you're just gonna ask about my family and not tell me what I want to know, I do not have time to be wasting on you.
Sorry, Mrs. Dalton. I don't have time to chat. I've got a country to run. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. I understand. Being so busy in Washington. Well, goodbye, Mr. President.
Now, I'm hoping my approval rating does not plummet based on the opinions of one Mrs. Kenneth Dalton, because I was a bit short with her in my discussion with her. Now, on for Mr. Elliot Baldo.
Hello, Elliot Baldo? This is Jack Kennedy.
Did you say Jack Kennedy? The Jack Kennedy?
Yes, Mr. Baldo. This is the Jack Kennedy. I'd like to hear what you know about the shooting.
Well, Mr. President, my wife and I were in town visiting my brother, so we went to see you and your lovely wife while you were in Dallas. We were standing right in front of the county records building when the shots were fired. I'm sure they came from that building because the sound of the shots was right above us.
It seems that the police may have already gotten all the relevant information from the citizens, and I am failing to extract additional intelligence as to the identity of my perpetrators.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
I'm sorry, sir. I wish there were more to tell. It was just such a mass of confusion. Being from out of town and all, everything was so unfamiliar. I just don't remember much after the shots were fired. I'm sorry.
Well, hey now there, Matthew McGrath. Thank you very much for this host. Also, hello there, Streetwise. Let me ask you an additional question now, Basshole. If you had paid attention, now you would know that Mr. Balder was visiting from the day from Austin. And furthermore, if you contact the Austin Chamber of Commerce, you would know that Mr. Balder was hired not 3.5 months ago to move down from Seattle, Washington. So therefore, there is no mystery as to the lack of a Texan accent for Mr. Balder. And thank you also, Glitch 000, for that host.
Did you see anything unusual before you heard the shots?
Like I said, Mr. President, being from out of town, everything was unusual. But I didn't see anything that would help the investigation.
I regret now, to inform you now, Mr. Balder, that I must hang up on you.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Balder. Goodbye.
Yes, Mr. Balder was visiting from Austin, Texas. That is another city in our fine state. Now it's time to telephone Mr. Alvarado. First, I finally got here, Mr. Gordon Tompkins. We will be contacting him directly. Why must every phone call I make ring twice before someone answers? Mr. Tompkins, that was quite a long time between the second ring and when you all identified yourself. Well, actually, I suppose you didn't. Yes, you did identify yourself.
Hello, Detective Tompkins. This is Jack Kennedy.
Hello, Mr. President. How can I help you?
I received the FBI folder on the investigation, and I was wondering if you could give me any more information.
I'm afraid that everything we know at this time is in that folder, sir. But we are constantly working to get more information.
Now, why is your boss, J. Edgar Hoover, not here to give me this briefing himself? Why am I talking with a standard special agent on this matter?
Will you let me know if you learn anything new?
Of course, sir. The minute we learn anything new, we'll let you know.
Thank you there, Mr. Tompkins.
Thank you for your time, Detective.
Detective, I thought you were a special agent. I must have problems with my recollection. Now for Mr. Jason Alvarado. Hello there.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Is this Mr. Alvarado, first name Jason?
Hello? Mr. Alvarado? This is Jack Kennedy.
Yeah, right. And I'm Herbert Hoover.
Yes, I do believe that is accurate.
Really, Mr. Alvarado, I'm Jack Kennedy. I know that you've spoken with the police about what you saw in Dealey Plaza, and I want to ask you a couple of questions myself. May I ask you a few questions?
Of course you can ask me questions. As many questions as you like. And I'm sorry about that Hoover crack. I'm just not used to being called by the president.
And I am also not used to talking with a man of your caliber there, Mr. Alvarado. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance over the telephone. Now, what's this about my good puppy friend here, Rufus, being endangered by some firearms? This is highly irregular.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Alvarado. Most people react the same way to my calls. Now, about Dealey Plaza. What did you see?
I saw a rifle coming out of the window on the 5th floor of the county records building.
If you, don't mind my asking, why were you looking at the records building?
I was looking over there because my daughter's balloon had gotten away from her, and I was watching it fly away. Well, that's when I saw the rifle and I heard the shots.
Now, you're watching a balloon over me and my beautiful wife. Don't know what to make of that.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Alvarado. Goodbye.
These telephone calls with the citizenry are not yielding very much in the way of additional information. This time we called up Sarah Kavanaugh.
Hello?
Hello there, Miss Kavanaugh.
Hello, Miss Kavanaugh? This is Jack Kennedy.
Is this some kind of joke?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I'm not joking, Miss Kavanaugh. I'm really Jack Kennedy. I just wanted to ask you a few questions about the shooting. Would you mind talking with me?
Are you kidding? I'd love to talk with you. And you can call me Sarah. What would you like to know?
Now, this bass hole, is it? Please keep in mind that the police have already spoken to these eyewitnesses and have gotten what information they can. Therefore, I do believe that lying to these particular individuals may not be quite so fruitful. However, adopting a tone, speaking to their president, may cause them to divulge some additional details, the lacks of which the police may not have been privy to.
What do you know about the assassination attempt, Sarah?
Well, gee, the week before you came to Dallas, a man came into the county records office where I work and asked for a copy of the blueprints for the building. He seemed a little weird, but I gave them to him, and he left.
Did he tell you his name?
No, he didn't. I really don't have any information about him. I'm sorry.
Now, see here, Miss Kavanaugh. Are you in the general practice of divulging sensitive building information to every Tom, Dick, and or Harry that stops by your offices here?
Is there anything you can tell me that you didn't tell the police?
Actually, I do remember one thing about him that I forgot when I was talking to the police, but it's kind of silly. The guy had really long eyelashes. I mean, really long. They looked fake, they were so long. I guess that's not exactly what you were looking for.
On the contrary, yeah, madam. Many gentlemen are in the habit of dotting such abnormally long eyelashes as to kind of suspicion.
Not exactly, but I do appreciate your time. Thank you, Sarah. Goodbye.
I rather enjoy hanging up on these people. Time to call Robert Rafkin, the I believe he was an executive at this county records building.
Hello, Mr. Rapkin? This is Jack Kennedy.
Very funny.
Now, this is, he just hung up on me. Whereas all these other individuals, I at least had an opportunity to explain that no, indeed, it really was me. Got that.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Pawson? This is Jack Kennedy.
Oh, really? Well, then this is Jackie Kennedy.
Onassis? Wow, these county records building people, I'm beginning to believe they may have been in on this attempt, given their lack of respect for my personal communications with them. Let's contact Mr. Tompkins back and do let him know of our important information we discovered. Yeah, Mr. Tompkins.
Tompkins, FBI.
Yes, sir. Well, yes, sir.
Tompkins, Jack Kennedy here.
What can I do for you today, sir?
Have you got any new information for me?
We're working on it, sir. I know that you're anxious to have this whole thing resolved, but we just don't have anything new. I'll let you know when we do.
I'm very
Thanks for your
disappointed
time,
to
Detective.
hear this. Yes. All right, now we have less than 4 hours in our day. I do not know if this is time for me to handle my... in fact, it is not. I did not get... I'm a little past here the 4-hour mark, and I have missed my opportunity to do anything else here. But perhaps... well, I suppose I cannot click on this until I have found out the true identity of my would-be killer. What a waste of workday this is when I am just opening and closing the same folders I saw before. I suppose, however, since we are on first day... Oh, whoa, we can exit our office. Is a horse of a different color here now. Oh, I've not seen this book here before. This is a great mystery now as to what's occurring. F equals red, yellow, blue. Justice. C equals yellow, blue, red. Spies? Command equals male. Now I am thoroughly confused. I am not understanding what this is in reference to. These musical notes. FC. Spies. Command. Is this a secret password that's just hanging around here in my office? Well, this is highly irregular. But as with everything, I shall record this in my notepad. Almost like as if I am turning into the Manchurian candidate here. Oh, I have discovered a love note here. Oh, this is from Marilyn. It denotes the path to which I must take in our secret passageways to engage in sexual intercourse. I don't have to tell you what this spherical drawing diagram represents. I am sure you can, without too much trouble, figure this one out for yourself. This was my Emmy Award. The Madden Presidential Campaign. Page 1. How many pages will I be reading here? Oh, just one? Okay, this is acceptable to me. Stephen Douglas was the first presidential candidate to openly campaign for himself. Lost the election to Abraham Lincoln in 1860. Woodrow Wilson was the first presidential candidate to openly campaign for himself and win. He defeated Theodore Roosevelt in 1912. Like Douglas and Wilson, many distinguished stumpers have been Democrats. The best Democratic campaigners have shaped their speeches to fit the requirements of each audience. Memorable campaign speeches have included discussions concerning the United Nations in New York City, discourses on tax reform in Ohio, Maine, and Nevada, and talks on agriculture in Oregon, Washington, and Wisconsin. These topics were covered during campaign rallies, whistle-stop tours, and real platform speeches. Many were accompanied by such tactics as campaign promises and continuous handshaking. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Glitch. The only thing better than light presidential reading in single-page book form would be eggnog recipes in my favorite Julia Child cookbooks. Oh, got some historic Oval Office furnishings. We have the presidential portrait, 1903, Teddy Roosevelt. Gilded vase from Taft, 1912, World War II. Oh, so this may be, we identify the item in our office here, which was not donated by a former predecessor vase. And perhaps by that which we can identify the secret passageway where we must be meeting Miss Monroe. Oh, this must be how I get to my secret passage. Yeah. Now I have this information about AFC, but no additional context. Yeah. $1935. It could be if this is indeed our 14-volume anthology. Oh, now indeed so. That was the case. Very pleased to have successfully found the entrance here to where I I was quite not in time here to travel through my passageway. I will have to try again. Now I must admit to you, I'm a bit here, a little bit scared here to be down here without the aids of my Secret Service. And in fact, I have, my fear was well justified here, for I have seen an application error. This has caused me to realize a crash. And indeed I have seen such a crash. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a scary basement indeed. This is what happens without Marilyn. Oh, man. Now, I suppose here restoring my game would be of little use. Oh, well, why, thank you, dear.
Hello, Mr. President.
Oh, hello there, Bobby.
Here's that information about the assassination attempt you wanted from the police. This should give you a few leads for your own investigation. That was a close call you had last week. You had the family really scared. Thank God you're okay.
Thanks, Bobby. Whoever did this isn't going to get away with it. Not if I can help it.
We'll find him. I'm sure of it. You'll probably want to look through that file for a while, so I'll leave you alone.
I'll speak with you later.
Hey, drink a pint of milk a day. Welcome. Alright, well, the benefit of this is we have some extra hours, so maybe we can do one of the other things. But yeah, we probably, before we get too deep, we should just try this again. See if it really is a permanent bug of something we should click on. Oh, good, it wasn't. Alright, it is very common for presidents to check their boilers here. We have a Tempomatic here. And I'm in a custom of pushing random buttons here. The White House facility staff has no problems with my messing around with the thermostat. But I do suppose this is some sort of safe. Oh, yes, indeed it is. Oh, this is my secret disguises to meet up with Marilyn. So that nobody can tell of my mischievous mischief.
Presidential hat Craigasm.
Thank you there, Anonymous. I appreciate it for your being a fan of my haberdashery. Now, I saw some lights flash on here. However, I do not know the purpose of this visit. However, we shall be seeing if we can reach Marilyn. This is a mainframe computer. Oh, as Jack, I am very familiar with entering in commands such as mail. Oh, the mail system is not accessible at this time. Perhaps justice would get the job done. Oh, that's an illegal command. I must not enter that. What if I just typed in F? I am very aggrieved to see that my mail is not available. Now we are getting somewhere. We have F, red, yellow, blue, and C, yellow, blue, red. I am unsure here as to the proper syntax for this attempt. Oh, it turns out I have a 3-digit combination for this door. This was a solid attempt, but I am afraid I am out of time here. Now I do not have time to take care of something else for this day, so therefore I do regret to inform you as my viewing public that I must go to the game options menu and select a new game, for we have not accomplished very much other than opening up a bookcase.
Hello, Mr. President. Here's that information about the assassination attempt you wanted from the police. This should give you a few leads for your own investigation. That was a close call you had last week. You had the family really scared. Thank God you're okay.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, why don't we pause it there while we handle buys that came in. I think there's one that came in, right?
Shut up and take my money!
Oh! Shut up, I shall. We have a viewer pick buy from Echo Alpha. Jack Orlando, a cinematic adventure. 1997 detective mystery game. Okay. All right, so that'll be added to our viewer queue. All right, I gotta shake that. Viewer picks, let's add it here as well. All right, we'll take a look at that game shortly. All right, and of course we got out of here as well. So that'll go on at V84. Was it 97? Yep, 97. Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Echo. We'll look at that. Get these other buys here. Oh, and Echo all of a sudden moving it up 3 slots as soon as it's on the list. Moves ahead of Bill and Ted, Netzone, and Star Trek Borg to V81. We also have from Noble one for Hugo, House of Horrors. Moves ahead of Willie Beamish to V12. 3 away from becoming the legacy game. Coconut, 1 for Rendezvous with Rama, ahead of Mind Forever Voyaging to V68. And Mike, 3 for Willie Beamish. Hey, Mike. Recaptures the slot it lost from Hugo, also moves ahead of Innocent Till Caught, and Teen Agent Willie Beamish, for the first time, I believe, is into the top 10 at V10. No, a restart isn't a death because the character didn't die and was not a game over. I just chose to, because it's mostly due to the fact that we can't restore games like middle of the day. All right, so let's see if we can get what are we looking for? Jack Orlando, right? Oh, good, Echo. Glad to hear it. Do we have? We do. I think it's version 1.0. I suppose we could confirm it, but yeah. I think it's the one with all the issues.
A
than a snake.
Whoa, Basil! Thanks very much for the 5 gift subs from Basil! Whoa, thanks so much, Basil, to you Christensen, Narcanal, Hal Kraus, Lester, Mason, and Alex Ooh. Whoa, thanks so much, Basil. That's awesome, thank you. And welcome to the Rufus Ruffians, everybody. Indeed it is, indeed it is. Yeah, isn't that nice, Hal? That's awesome. Thank you. Woof woof. I should record something from Rufus and add it in here. That's a good idea. Try to do that. And we get those sweet Monkey Island tunes. One of which is unbeatable. Yeah, I think Aardvark was looking into that, but there are some like circumstances in which you can make the game unbeatable, but I don't think we've reached that yet. I didn't realize that was version specific. But anyway, let's watch about Jack Orlando. This is Echo's viewer pick.
What's wrong there? Oh my God! Are they dead? Help! Police! There they are! They're not moving! They must be dead!
Stay here, please. Nothing will happen to you. Stop! Don't move! You're under arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you.
Who have we got here? Major Pete Reynolds, United States Army. This is a heavy one.
You've got the wrong guy. You'll never get promotion this way.
That's our problem. We don't need a promotion. We're just happy getting guys like you off the streets.
You must be crazy. That wasn't me.
Yeah. We understand.
I can make an ass of myself. Thank you.
There's the inspector. Go get him. He'll decide what's going to happen to this innocent here.
Who's this I see before my very eyes? The fearless Jack Orlando.
Tom, long time no see. How's your lovely wife?
And what about yours?
Very funny, Tom. You know I'm on my own just now.
Laughing keeps you healthy. It might help you too.
Sure. I always find it funny when I'm accused of murder.
Johnson, who is this guy?
Major Pete Reynolds, United States Army.
Why isn't the area cordoned off?
We were just gonna start, Inspector.
Jack, at this moment you're the only witness and the only suspect. Do you get the message?
Yeah. You make it easy on yourself and put me in the can.
Jack, I'll give you 48 hours to prove you're innocent. I have no one I can put on this case.
At last you're talking sense.
I'll give you 48 hours. No more, or my head'll roll.
I'll think about it, and you think about something, too. Conducting an investigation with manacled hands can be quite difficult.
Take off his cuffs.
This damn door's locked. Where the hell did I put my keys?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good first thing. All right. Cool. Thank you, Echo, for the pick. Yeah, that does look interesting. For sure. That's Jack Orlando, a cinematic adventure, now on the viewer queue. Yeah, we should check which version we have. Oh man, I keep on like nearly lapsing into the Kennedy intonation. Oh man. Okay, so let's turn off bias. So is it 1.0 is the one that is the faulty one? I guess. Yeah, so which one do we have? Let's see. Return about.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello. Does not indicate what version number it is, apparently. At least not here. Oh, okay, it is 1.0. Got it. All right, yeah. So hopefully you guys are able to catch if and when we get straight into that territory.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello.
Here's that information about the assassination attempt you wanted from the police. This should give you a few leads for your own investigation. That was a close call you had last week. You had the family really scared.
Family.
Thank God you're okay.
Thanks, Bobby. Whoever did this isn't going to get away with it. Not if I can help it.
We'll find him. I'm sure of it. You'll probably want to look through that file for a while, so I'll leave you alone.
Thank you.
I'll speak with you later.
All right, so I'm guessing, or not guessing. I'm figuring let's, why don't we quickly just call Kavanaugh to get credit for that, oh, we don't have it until we look at the file. Got it, okay. Makes sense. So, wait, what am I, oh, FBI file is what I wanted. Look at this, get the, I see, so the number didn't show up because I didn't zoom in far enough the last time. Got it. All right, listen to the tape to get credit for that.
Begin interview with Mrs. Kenneth Dalton.
Can I fast forward?
Now, Mrs. Dalton, tell us what you saw in Dealey Plaza.
What?
Yes.
There's no way to stop this?
I heard those terrible shots ring out.
Oh,
there seemed
man.
to be 3 or 4 shots.
Wow,
And
so we
when I
have
heard
to
the
listen to
shots,
this.
I looked up at the county records building because that's where the noise was coming from. When I looked up, I saw someone or something
This is no time to
moving in
play
the
the
corner
fool.
window of the 5th floor. I couldn't make anything out except that there was movement. That's all I know.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Dalton. And interview with Mrs. Kenneth.
Yeah, I'm not forgetting about them. I just wanted to explore other stuff. Now we're optimizing because I don't have to waste time doing other stuff.
Tell us what you know
Calls that
about
don't
the
help.
assassination attempt. Oh, am I on? Okay. I know that the shots came from the county records building. My wife, my brother, and I were standing right in front of that building when the shots were fired. I'm sure they came from that building because the sound of the shots was right above us. I wish I could tell you more, but my wife and I had just come up from Austin the day before, and we were too overtaken by the whole place and all the excitement to notice anything specific.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Balder. End interview with Elliot Balder.
Begin interview with Jason Alvarado. Now, Mr. Alvarado, tell us what you saw on November 22nd. I saw a rifle coming out of the window on the 5th floor of the county records building. Did you see the person who had the gun? No, I didn't. Strange to see, but I just saw the rifle, and I heard the shots. It was just terrible. That's all we need now. Thank you for your time, Mr. Alvarado. End interview with Jason Alvarado. Begin interview with Sarah Kavanaugh. Now, Miss Kavanaugh, just tell us now what you told us before.
Okay. Well, I guess I should start by saying that I work in the county records building. I'm a clerk there. Anyway, the week before the president came to Dallas, a man came to my desk and asked for a copy of the blueprints for the building, so I gave them to him. I really didn't think too much of it until I heard that the shots had been fired from the records building. I think he may be the man responsible.
Can you tell us what he looked like?
He was tall, over 6 feet, and he had a sandy brown hair. And I think he had a pretty big nose. That's all I remember.
Thank you for your time, Miss Kavanaugh. And interview with Sarah Kavanaugh.
I like this is like Kavanaugh, as if he doesn't like believe that's her real name. Oh, okay, wow. I thought I clicked play again. All right, and then we're just going to zoom through this just to say that we saw it, so you get the information, it's actionable, whatever. Okay, now we can call Kavanaugh. You? I said it far. I thought. Wow, you guys.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Kavanaugh? This is Jack Kennedy.
Is this some kind of joke?
I'm not joking, Miss Kavanaugh. I'm really Jack Kennedy. I just want to ask you a few questions about the shooting. Would you mind talking with me?
Are you kidding? I'd love to talk with you. And you can call me Sarah. What would you like to know?
Oh, I'll call you whatever I want.
What do you know about the assassination attempt, Sarah?
Well, gee, the week before you came to Dallas, a man came into the county records office where I work and asked for a copy of the blueprints for the building. He seemed a little weird, but I gave them to him and he left.
Yeah, I planned on doing that. Alexa, yeah, but please, no hints or suggestions, please. Okay.
Did he tell you his name?
No, he didn't. I really don't have any information about him. I'm sorry.
Is there anything you can tell me that you didn't tell the police?
Actually, I do remember one thing about him that I forgot when I was talking to the police, but it's kind of silly. The guy had really long eyelashes. I mean, really long. They looked fake, they were so long. I guess that's not exactly what you were looking for.
Yeah, I use that. So what does this do? Nothing? Makes it seem like you can click on something.
Not exactly, but I do appreciate your time. Thank you, Sarah. Goodbye.
Entity. Okay, yeah. So let's call those people. Get revenge. Let's crank call them. Deep Parson. Our Rafkin first.
Hello?
Fake name.
Hello, Mr. Rafkin? This is Kevin Brudeman with the Dallas Police. I have a few questions for you about November 22nd.
Look, you guys have got to stop calling me. I've told you everything I know. I was with my friends in Dealey Plaza watching the motorcade. I have no idea if someone was in my office while I was out. Please leave me alone. Goodbye.
Oh, I won't leave you alone. Never. Mafia Ratsu, Mafia Rastu. Thanks very much for the follow. Welcome. E. Parson.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Miss Parson. This is Kevin Brudeman with the Dallas Police.
Brudeman.
I have a few questions for you about November 22nd.
Yeah, like what?
Where were you when the shots were fired at the president?
Do you want the truth, or the story Bob made me tell you guys before?
Oh, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Let's try the truth.
Bob Rafkin and I were at a motel. We used to go to a motel every Friday at lunch.
Oh, baby. Oh, I know what you mean.
Anyway, when we got back to work, and Bob found out what happened in his office, he just flipped. He starts making up stories about where we were, calling friends to vouch for us, yelling about his wife and what she would say if she found out about us. He fell apart. Then that toad breaks off our relationship and fires me. Now I haven't got a job or a man.
if you could call Bob Rafkin a man.
No.
Am I gonna get into trouble for lying to the police?
Yeah.
I only did it because he made me. Then he drops me.
Now, see here, Deborah. Not only will you get in trouble, but you may get prosecuted. And to answer your question, no, I do not believe that you can call Bob Rafkin a man. No such man would hang up on his president. Now, should we be patient or impatient with you? On the one hand, you did come forward and tell me the truth. On the other hand, you did not give us any useful information, salacious as it may have been, to help identify my assailant. Therefore, I will have to agree with Basshole on this account, and I must interrogate you in your motel. Therefore, you will not only get a job back in my administration, but you shall also have a man as well. Just let me know when you figure out that 3-digit code to the door in my basement.
I think that's absolutely terrible, Miss Parson. Is there anything you can tell me that might aid in the investigation?
Nope. Like I said, I was in a motel room at the time of the shooting.
Now I'm afraid I must hang up on you.
Thank you for your time, Miss Parson. Goodbye.
Sounded like the AOL guy. Goodbye. All right, so the other calls didn't work out. I know we can use fake names, but I'm doubting. Well, they could work. Obviously, we're supposed to do that, but all right, let's see if we can do one of these other things now. Let's try Vietnam. 4 hours. All right, gentlemen, let's start this meeting, but not before I go around the room and get your names. We have here Paul Spencer, the Secretary of Defense. He is a poor facsimile for Robert McNamara. Now we also have here James Larson, of the Director of the CIA. He looks like he's got about a 4.5-foot pole stuck up his ass, I would think. And General Thomas Ballard, who is so impatient, he's drumming his fingers on the table. General Ballard, do you have someplace better to be right now? Well, I do not take kindly to this kind of disrespect to your president. Now I can have a safe post for you with a dishonorable discharge if you continue with this sort of attitude. Now, gentlemen, let us start this meeting.
Let's get started, gentlemen. Jim, I want your read on the situation in Vietnam.
As you know, sir, the political situation is volatile. Diem's fall last month destabilized an already shaky situation. General Minh, the current president, appears uninterested in leading the country. We've heard rumors of another coup. Ambassador Reams believes the current regime could fall as early as January.
All of this is news to me, James Larson. Now I only have one option to respond to you, so respond or I shall.
Yes, I'm aware of the uncertainty. How would you characterize the overall U.S. effort toward turning back the communists, General?
Not good, sir. The 16,000 advisors we have in place can't do much. They are limited to training the South Vietnamese army. To complicate matters, the villages are proving to be a formidable supply line for the communists. While the country's peasants accept our help, they apparently side with the communists by providing food, shelter, and munitions.
Now, gentlemen, do you have any suggestions for me on this matter?
We can't fight the whole damn country. We need the peasants on our side. What can we do? Are there any suggestions?
How about a propaganda blitz citing atrocities perpetrated on the Vietnamese people by the communists? Rumors circulated by our agents in the field, backed up by graphic leaflets, could do the trick.
Let me get another opinion before I commit to that particular course of action.
That's an interesting idea. Have you got any suggestions, Tom?
The only way to combat such a diffused network is with a whole lot of men beating the bushes out in the countryside. we're going to win this thing, it's going to have to go on the ground and in a big way. Our current role as advisors is next to useless.
There is one particular opinion, General Ballard. However, I have the benefit of modern hindsight, and I do not believe a protracted involvement in Vietnam will do well for our particular prospects in that nation, nor will it provide my approval rating that I so desperately need. So I am angry with you, General Ballard, for your continued disrespect of both my presence here and as well as your continued drumming of your fingers on my oak table.
Now you listen to me, Tom. We are in Vietnam at the request of that government. We are advisors, nothing more. Do you read me? We start getting boys killed over there and we're in big trouble politically. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, Secretary Spence, I noticed you've been awfully quiet over there on your side. Any information from you?
Now, how close are we to winning this thing?
If things turn around a bit, we could be victorious in 6 to 12 months. The key is control of the Ho Chi Minh Trail, an ancient north-south supply route used by traders for centuries. The trail is really nothing more than a network of primitive paths through some of the densest jungle in the world.
That's about right there, I think. End transmission of meeting.
I hope you're right, Paul. The last thing we want is to have our boys crawling around in the jungle. Thanks for the briefing, gentlemen. Keep me posted on new developments.
Well, was that really worth 4 hours? JFK has spoken, I suppose, for the remainder of our engagement here. We ought to be consulting these secret code books. So these are our 3 cables. Red, yellow, blue. I did write this down, however, I am unsure as how to execute it. So this here is our is this stairway to this basement area? Or no, I see. I suppose that was the secret passageway here, and these are my 2 doors outside of the Oval Office. Uh, 1935. Okay, before we start exploring there, see if we can go outside of our here Oval Office. Oh, we always like to watch television at the end of a long day.
And for what's happening in Vietnam, the helicopter is finally coming of age as a weapon, proving its worth time and again in the bitter South Vietnam Jungle War. The chopper, as U.S. troops have nicknamed it, wins acclaim in rescue work, snatching wounded from otherwise inescapable death. The copter is able to swoop in on isolated rebel pockets, fire at the enemy, and immediately soar away to safety. And now for our final story. During his whirlwind tour of Florida, President Kennedy stopped off at Cape Canaveral long enough to inspect the Saturn I missile. The president was impressed by the Saturn's takeoff thrust of 1.5 million pounds. This rocket power that enables a 19,000-pound payload to be carried into space is an achievement that far surpasses the Russians in the race to the moon. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
And your poor excuse for Walter Cronkite. Oh, yeah, I love investigating my staff offices. We have more civil rights legislation here. Now, this does not. This seems to perfectly reconcile with the folder that was placed on my desk. Jennifer Tate, I do not know who you are, but I imagine I will be meeting you there in a short time frame. Whose desk might this be? Sean O'Casey. More like Sean not Casey, because he's not here. Going back to watch TV. Let's read the newspaper. President back on the job after Dallas attack. States' right to the hot topic in Mississippi. JFK's Vietnam policy, very popular in Ohio. Can we get a little bit of a bump in approval rating here? States' rights. More TV to watch?
And for what's happening in Vietnam, the helicopter is finally coming of age as a weapon, proving its worth time...
No, I have already watched this broadcast there. Please do not tell me we are having reruns this late in the day. December 6, 1963. Okay, now.
Mr. President, this just arrived for you. I would have had it processed with your other mail, but it's labeled confidential, so I figured I would show it to you first.
Well, thank you there, Sam. Be a good lad there, and let us save our game before we delve any further into this briefing that you have so lovingly prepared for us.
Mr. President, this just arrived for you. I would have had it processed with your other mail, but it's labeled confidential, so I figured I would show it to you first.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Have a good afternoon.
Sam, is that really the best you can... Whoa. Take it easy there. Now we have a message here. Says, Mr. President, I'm a private investigator from Dallas. I've been investigating the assassination attempt. I hope that I can explain everything to you. I'm afraid I've raised some suspicion, so I'm mailing this to you in case anything happens to me. Call me at 214-555-0529 from, looks like we got a Bill Strachan here. Why do we not have anyone checking our mail here? Juggernaut Dallas and the Camel. Alrighty then, Bill, you've piqued my interest there. I will be calling you forthwith.
Investigation Agency, may I help you?
May I speak with Bill Strachan, please?
I'm sorry. He's unable to come to the phone. He's dead.
Oh, I imagine that might be the case. Can you give us any more information surrounding his untimely demise?
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Who am I speaking with?
This is Sylvia Hall. I was Mr. Strachan's secretary.
Maybe you can help me, Miss Hall. Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss, but you can call me Sylvia. And I don't know how much I can help you. I only started working here a few weeks ago.
Impatient.
Terrific. He'll be a lot of help. How'd he die?
He was shot. Hey, who is this anyway?
This is Jack Kennedy.
I haven't got time for games. Goodbye.
Oh, Miss Strachan. Ugh, you got short. Camel Juggernaut Dallas. Very interesting here. It seems like lying is going to be the best course of action to anyone who gives us any guff. So, Bill Strachan, dead at the age of God knows what. I can't be expected to know everybody who calls me. I am the president after all. Yeah, you're probably right, Glitch. It is kind of silly, though. that they even have us doing this. Shouldn't we be playing like a special assistant in the White House who's like charged with doing this stuff? It seems weird that we're like playing as JFK himself. All right, did we get anything added to our FBI folder? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, maybe we call Gordon Tompkins, like, especially we have time maybe for just one call before. Actually, you know what? We should do this later. Let's do the civil rights next. Okay, now we have Bobby Kennedy, our Attorney General. Paul Spencer is also in this meeting. Why must we have the Secretary of Defense at a civil rights legislation meeting? Same goes for Arthur Greer. What are you gentlemen doing here, Secretary of State? This is not a matter for you. This is not a matter of foreign policy. Now, Fred Coburn, I am glad to see you here because communication will be very important to the public about how we message this legislation. Secretary of Labor Walter Tyler, yes, I can imagine you being here. Sam Nelson, Chief of Staff, I'm glad to see you here. However, I am disappointed that we did not review my schedule earlier on in the day.
Let's get started, gentlemen. I'd like to discuss the civil rights situation.
Since you've brought it up, Mr. President, I'd like to say that personally, I don't understand why this administration is going out on a limb for a civil rights bill that has no chance of passing. I think we should go back to our original strategy, prosecuting civil rights violators and registering the Southern Negro voter.
We've tried that, Paul, and it doesn't work. We can't solve this problem one lawsuit at a time. We need legislation. And this bill can pass. We had a great reaction after the March on Washington in August. If we can continue creating positive displays of the Negro protest, we can get this bill through Congress.
Aren't you forgetting that we also have to convince a number of congressmen and senators to vote for this bill?
I haven't forgotten that, Paul. I'm just confident that we can accomplish that task as well.
Now, just a minute here. Again, I must raise, Paul, that you are the Secretary of Defense in charge of our military. I do not see what expertise you are bringing to the table in the area of civil rights. So I must agree with Bobby here on this particular issue and tact.
Where do we stand on the civil rights bill now?
There are 7 titles in this bill. The most controversial is Title II, the Public Accommodation section. Requiring Southerners to desegregate their public restaurants and hotels won't be easy. Southerners argue that this is a state issue. They don't want the federal government mandating a change in their traditions.
Title III is also a problem. It allows the Attorney General to bring lawsuits against school districts that are not integrated. Unfortunately, most Southern whites oppose integrated schools. So this is going to be a tough title to pass as well.
Okay, so as I understand it, Titles 2 and 3 are going to be tough to pass with the Southerners.
Do you think we're going to see an escalation in the violence that accompanies some of the protests?
I hope not, Mr. President, but it's hard to say. Violent protests only make it more difficult for us to get this bill passed. Unfortunately, I've heard talk that some northern activists are becoming disillusioned with the peaceful protest leaders and are turning to the more radical leaders like Malcolm X and the Black Muslims.
Why do they want to get violent? It only leads to more animosity between the races.
Look at it this way, Paul. If you got washed down the street with a high-powered hose for protesting against conditions that you considered to be unjust, wouldn't you become a little angry? Wouldn't you seek a little retribution?
We've all seen footage of police with fire hoses and attack dogs, Sam, and we...
Let's get back to the point, guys. Mr. President, we're trying to keep the violence on both sides to an absolute minimum. I think that's in everyone's best interest.
Now, Bobby, I agree with you on this. However, I am also partial to the opinion of Sam here. I think we should continue to discuss this matter as circumstances dictate. hello there, Irish Kogel. I'm glad to see that you are here to join us in this conversation regarding civil rights. However, I regret to inform you that this discussion has now ended.
That's all the information I'll need for now, gentlemen. Thank you for the update.
Oh, I suppose we have a few minutes left. We should probably look actually at our civil rights information. Just as they said, titles 2 and 3 could be the most difficult ones to pass there. Vietnam current troop levels have remained the same, and re-election we have nothing as of yet. Oh, it's December 19th, though. Can we watch the... Oh, no, it's still 6. Okay. Time to watch the television.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
Here's
evening,
tonight's
sir.
top story. Only 4 minutes after taking off from Montreal in a driving rainstorm, a Canadian 4-engine jet plunged to earth and burned. All 118 persons aboard were killed in Canada's worst air disaster. 16 other lucky persons owed their lives to the fact that they were caught in a Montreal traffic jam. They missed their flight. Pope Paul VI ended the second session of Rome's Ecumenical Council with a precedent-shattering statement. He announced that he will, quote, visit the land from whence Peter set forth, end quote. Pope Paul will be the first of his successors to return to the Holy Land. Many see the Pope's Holy Land pilgrimage as an advance for better relations among churches of all faiths. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
Oh, well, thank you there. I will not forget. However, I am now learning that many in New Hampshire are concerned with education. There's also foreign aid is a sore subject in New Hampshire, and a new report has linked cigarettes with cancer. This is very surprising. I always thought these menthol cigarettes are giving me an energy boost. However, now I've discovered that perhaps not. December 15th, we must save here at this moment in time. Alrighty then. It looks like we probably should continue if we're not getting a briefing. It's now time for our initial foray into our election campaign. Now, why am I having the same sort of cabinet meeting here with these same cabinet members? Now, I appreciate that some of you are interested in seeing me reelected. However, most of you here have agencies to run, and I would appreciate very much my campaign manager here. And I am very upset that he is not here at this time. And now, can one of you, perhaps Bobby, explain to me where my campaign manager is?
Gentlemen, let's get started. I'd like to get a rundown of the people who'll be running against me in this election.
There's only one Democrat willing to run against you, Mr. President. It's Andrew Sharp, the senator from Georgia. He's pretty conservative for a Democrat, and as you can imagine, he's against the Civil Rights Bill.
He must be a Blue Dog Democrat.
Sharp's a staunch segregationist, sir. He does support entitlement programs for the needy, though. His biggest support comes from the southern states.
Yeah, I figured as much. One moment, gentlemen. We'll be right back to our meeting henceforth. Now, apologies, gentlemen. That was Jackie recurring, wanting to know about our kids here. May we continue this conversation?
What are Sharp's views on Vietnam?
He claims that he would be more aggressive in dealing with the communist forces in Vietnam.
I think he'd escalate our efforts over there.
I don't think he's much to worry about. Now, on the Republican side, there are 3 men and 1 woman that I believe will announce their candidacies very soon. They are James Decker, Glenn Hansen, Oliver Buckman, and Mary Misson.
That was too many names for me to write them down. Would you mind repeating that there, Sam?
What are Sharp's views on Vietnam?
So we have Andrew Sharp, who's the Democrat here from Georgia.
He claims that he would be more aggressive in dealing with the communist forces in Vietnam. I think he'd escalate our efforts over there.
I don't think he's much to worry about. Now, on the Republican side, there are 3 men and 1 woman that I believe will announce their candidacies very soon. They are James Decker, Glenn Hansen, Oliver Buckman, and Mary Misson.
What did you say there? Mary Missy? Is that a real name? Or were you just mentioning a token female here? This is the first time I have ever heard of a woman in this country mounting any sort of presidential campaign. Now, if truth to be believed, it won't be until 1974 until we'll have a female congressman from New York who will be mounting such an attempt. Now, welcome here, Brosif 650. You may have missed 60 minutes or 90 minutes, but in actuality, you have more missed like 2 weeks. We have started this game on November, and it's now here in December. So, Mary Messon, let's continue here.
I think your biggest threat will be from Glenn Hansen. He's the governor of Pennsylvania and a progressive Republican. Hansen thinks the government should be less involved in private business. He endorses the Civil Rights Bill, and as for Vietnam, he supports our position as advisors over there.
An advisory role. It looks like he's trying to kind of replicate our administration's positions, but from the Republican side. I'm a little bit confused here how Glenn fancies himself such a strong contender if he is not differentiating himself in any shape or fashion. And bomb burst, I do believe you are correct. This is indeed our 3rd week of discussions regarding our campaign. Yes, I do. Yes, everyone here is fictional, including this Paul Spencer, who fancies himself some sort of backward segregationist. Unlike Bobby McNamara, who was indeed very indispensable to me, as well as in the my successors' administration.
Personally, I think James Decker, the Colorado senator, could be a problem. The guy's got a strong following among the very conservative members of his party.
We got a Pennsylvania governor, Georgia governor, so forth. I believe Andrew Sharp was also a governor from Georgia. What is this, Jimmy Carter here coming up as in Andrew Sharp? What's going on?
What are Decker's views on the basic issues?
He wants the government to stop interfering with private business, and he's against the Civil Rights Bill because he feels the state should deal with the issue themselves. As for Vietnam, I believe he'd go to combat.
Pro states' rights and anti-civil rights.
Tell me about the other candidates.
Oliver Buckman, the senator from Illinois, is very similar to Glenn Hansen. Like Hansen, Buckman doesn't like the government to be involved in private business any more than it has to. He supports the Civil Rights Bill, and he supports the U.S.'s current position in Vietnam.
So he's okay now.
Buckman's problem is that he doesn't have the popular support that Hansen has.
I don't think Buckman's going to be in this race for long.
What makes you say that there? Fred, was it?
I agree with Fred. Buckman doesn't have the political clout to win the Republican nomination. He'll probably drop out early.
The fourth Republican contender is Senator Mary Misson from Rhode Island. She's a self-proclaimed moderate Republican who supports the Civil Rights Bill and is willing to vote for legislation that affects private enterprise. She's got a lot of support in New England and the northern industrial states.
You said strong North New England support, did you say there now? Now keep in mind, Bobby, that we're from Massachusetts, and nobody has a stronger support there in New England than us.
There's one candidate you won't have to worry about. This country is definitely not ready to accept a woman as president. So that's it for the candidates, Mr. President. Decker, Hansen, Buckman, and Misson for the Republicans, and you and Sharp for the Democrats.
Really? I am running too. Where do I stand? What are my positions?
Another thing we need to discuss, Mr. President, is your campaign slogan. I've met with the advertising agency and they've come up with 4 choices. I need you to decide which one you want. The first one is all the way with JFK.
Oh,
second,
I like to ring to that
4
one.
more in 64. Third, Kennedy. Again. And finally, let's keep the country moving.
Now I am not a professional. Thank you there, Brosif 650 for the 15 bits. And
Number 3 is best.
Thank you, Basshole, for the 100 bits, otherwise known as Anonymous. What was the first one? We had 4 more in 64 and all the way with JFK, I believe it was. I do believe. All the way with JFK was just a little joke there between myself and Miss Monroe. Now, when it's coming to selecting a slogan here...
I like that last one, because it plays off your slogan from the last election. Let's get the country moving again. That was very effective.
No, let's get some other opinions there, Sam. It's a little bit of a mouthful, I think. Think about last decade there with Ike Eisenhower. I Like Ike was very effective. We must be short and punchy for an effective slogan.
That's a good point, Sam. Any other opinions?
4 more in 64 sounds too impersonal. I prefer Kennedy again.
I agree. I think Kennedy again is excellent. It's simple and straightforward. Which one do you like, sir?
As I said, I have to disagree with the lot of you. I thought all the way with JFK was both a great rhyming with my name here, as well as very sexually suggestive and complimentary of my exploits with the fairer sex. That said, I've yet to hear any arguments in favor. So we have Arthur here who's twiddling his thumbs. Apparently he can't wait to get back with the Soviets here. So Arthur, you are excused, sir. Why is my Secretary of State sitting in on a campaign meeting?
I like all the way with JFK. That's the one we should go with.
I couldn't agree more, sir. I'll let the advertising agency know of your decision.
Oh, now, careful there, Fred. You sound a little bit like a bit of brown-nosing. I nothing like dislike more than brown-nosing. You gotta tell me like it is, or else you're not going to be an effective advisor. End of meeting.
Thank you, Fred. Now that that's settled, I'd say that this meeting is adjourned.
I, in fact, already did say that. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. We do have half the day left. Let's go continue to explore our offices. My only regret here is that I cannot open up my window to explore the White House lawn and similar furnishings. Now, what do we have here behind door number 1 here on the right? We have gone back into my office. I have still not grown accustomed to the layout of my estate here in the White House. Oh, this looks like it's Sam Nelson's desk. Why is Sam not working here in his office? Looks like we have a connection here. Oh, and what have we here? Oh, we can rifle through Sam's desk for information. Oh, Sam has locked his desk. Sam, why are you keeping secrets from us? I am now distrusting Sam for not having an open desk policy. This was our cabinet room that we just left. However, here it does look like a waste of time to be in here when nobody else is here. Look at all the time I'm wasting. Here we have Elizabeth Jancy. Apparently my staff are never working. It's no wonder I am so ineffective here in my agenda. We've already read this presidential campaign book in our office. I don't know what we want to be doing with it here. Brad Evans. Brad, why aren't you not working? I've staffed my White House with a bunch of phantom ghosts here. Let's go for an evening drive. Hey, Sydney?
Hello, sir. Where to today?
I'd be, well, we don't have much time for the, well, actually, maybe we have time for the FBI headquarters to meet with Gordon there. Apparently, we can also do some sightseeing at the memorials. However, Sydney, I would like to know where our Secret Service are. I'm a little bit nervous here going out into the public with just you as my driver.
The FBI building.
Certainly, sir.
Now, J. Edgar, are you here right now, J. Edgar? Catherine
Hello,
Blackburn.
Mr. President. What brings you this way?
Oh, I'm going to ignore you, Catherine. I don't have to deal with a receptionist here at the DOJ. But I suppose that would not be becoming of your president.
Hello, Catherine. You're looking lovely today. Just stopping by to speak with the director.
Of course, sir. Go right in.
And Catherine, it would behoove you to visit me every once in a while. I'm available Thursday and Saturday nights at 12:30. Please come visit me at my personal residence.
Thanks, Catherine. You're a doll.
Oh, baby, you're a baby doll. Let's can we go in the director's office? No, we can't, apparently.
Hello?
Charles Van Owen, what happened to J. Edgar?
Mr. President, what a surprise. What can I do for you?
You can make like a tree and get out of here. Small talk? You tell me we came down here for small talk?
Just thought I'd come by to see how everything is going here.
Everything's running smoothly.
Great, great. Anyway, I was just wondering if you could give me a update on the crime situations in the city.
I do not know why you're talking so softly. Come now, Charles. I do not have supersonic hearing. I did not hear anything you just said.
I'm sorry that took me so long, sir, but I've got that report for you now.
Yes, I do believe repeating the dialogue would be helpful. Oh, come on, Charles.
I'm sorry that took me so long, sir, but I've got that report for you now.
All right, let's look at it. You going to give me the report, Charles, or are you just going to sit there? You're giving me no option but to leave, and I'm not going to be reading the report. Charles, you're just teasing me here. Don't be a troll, Charles. I'll have you replaced as FBI director. No, don't you raise your eyebrow at me, Charles. I know that move. Oh, Charles, we will remember this. We will remember this.
I've just remembered that I have a photo session with Jackie and the kids. I'm sorry, but I have to leave. Thanks for your time.
Anytime, Mr. President. Goodbye.
Where would you like to go, Mr. President?
Let's see if we have time to stop off at the Lincoln Memorial there, Sydney.
The Lincoln Memorial.
At your service, sir.
Now, Sydney, why would you take me back to my television den when I wanted to go to the Lincoln Memorial?
Air disaster strikes in stormy North America for the second time this week. Following a Canadian crash earlier in the week, this plane bound for Philadelphia from Puerto Rico went down during a storm near Elkton, Maryland. All 81 persons aboard were killed in the crash that some experts attribute to a bolt of lightning. A contingent of servicemen arrives home from Vietnam as part of the Department of Defense's troop rotation policy. This is neither a reduction nor an increase of forces, just a rotation. So welcome home to those returning and best wishes to all those soldiers heading overseas. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Is that all the news that's fit to print? My new slogan is all the way with JFK. Polls are also showing New Yorkers are concerned with the economy, but the the Studebaker production has ended in the United States. It is newsworthy of print. The late city edition. December 17th, 2 days later.
I just stopped by to invite you and Jackie out to lunch next week. I couldn't help but notice that confidential envelope on your desk. Is there anything in there I should know about?
Yes, Bobby, as your Lieutenant General, you should be... Actually, I probably should save before I have to hear this again.
I just stopped by to invite you and Jackie out to lunch next week. I couldn't help but notice that confidential envelope on your desk. Is there anything in there I should know about?
Duriel, yes, that slogan was selected by yours truly, indicating both our presidential re-election aspirations as well as my unique sexual prowess.
It's got some information about the assassination attempt.
Can I look at it?
Sure. I'll have a copy made for you on your way out.
Okay. I'll go back to my office and look into it.
That would be great. Thanks.
No trouble. I'll call you later about lunch.
You do that, Bobby. You do that. All right, now I'm wondering if we should spend some of today determining about this underground situation, or whether we should return to Vietnam. This is up to a 5-hour time involvement. But I suppose we do not have much other choice. I see we now have a cabinet meeting.
All right, let's get started on Vietnam.
Mr. President, there are indications that the Communists have stepped up the flow of insurgents down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Intelligence also shows increased construction activity on the trail, indicating a move to improve transportation capabilities. I would advise preemptory airstrikes at targets along the trail.
Oh, sorry there, Paul. I was distracted by this Duriel. Letting that one slip. I do not. What was your instructions? I must have you repeat that.
All right, let's get started on Vietnam.
Mr. President, there are indications that the Communists have stepped up the flow of insurgents down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Intelligence also shows increased construction activity on the trail, indicating a move to improve transportation capabilities. I would advise preemptory airstrikes at targets along the trail.
Now, thank you there, Knox Moo. Yes, I do believe our support here at home has gone up by a notch. One notch equals one Cedric. It has gone up. Now, Paul there, let's have the benefit of hindsight. I do not want to escalate matters here in Vietnam. So I must be angry with you on this matter.
Paul, didn't you tell me that the trail was just a network of old footpaths?
Yes, I did, sir.
Then what's going on? I want answers I can count on.
I'm sorry, sir, but we've just processed new recon photos that indicate far more activity on the trail than even a week ago.
I see. Please go on.
Well, sir, the photos show concentrated construction at 7 points along the trail. Bunkers that could be anti-aircraft emplacements and what appear to be bridge pylons just west of Dak To and Cam Duc.
Aren't the South Vietnamese capable of handling this?
Unfortunately, no. We feel that the terrain and jungle cover would require a more surgical strike than anything the Vietnamese are currently capable of.
Could the South Vietnamese be trained to handle the mission, Paul?
Certainly they could, sir. However, time is short, and the political situation has distracted the high-level officers in Saigon.
And if we wait?
Every day we hesitate means more munitions and personnel reaching South Vietnam. If the Communists get a jump on hiding construction on the trail, it would be more difficult to ferret them out later.
So what we're talking here is involvement of U.S. combat troops in Vietnam?
Yes, sir. In a limited capacity.
That's a slippery slope there, Paul.
Are there any other comments?
I believe a change in our role in Vietnam from advisory to combat would be premature at this point, sir. The move would be interpreted by the Communists as a provocation. They will argue that the action validates their presence there.
And it would be tough to sell to the people, Mr. President. We've been telling them all along we're there to train, not fight.
I say wait, Mr. President. Any combat action right now will hurt your chances for re-election.
The way I see it, doing nothing while the Communists march on South Vietnam will kill your chances for re-election. What do you want to do?
Now come on here, Paul. How do you expect me to chat a course forward here when we know how escalation turned out? We will stay in an advisory capacity at this time.
For now, we'll remain in an advisory capacity.
All right, sir.
Now, just a minute there, Matthew. You may have given a quarter to Julia Stiles, but I did not ask for a quarterback. Therefore, I do feel that I am justified in continuing on the course of my unique sexual prowess and meaning.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Alrighty then, we have 1 quarter left of the day. Therefore, I do believe we should be consulting with perhaps... Actually, I would like to take a jaunt, if you don't mind, out to... first of all, let us check the desk here again. Oh, it's still locked. Basshole there, thank you for the 25 bits. Chowder for quarter what a stealer. Okay, now we need to be going to the memorial, but first let's make a note of this. We have to break into Sam Nelson's desk drawer. He may have incriminating evidence of us with Catherine from the FBI receptionist's office. And speaking of which, I do believe it's time for my 2:30.
Hello, sir. Where to today?
Sydney, you want to take me to the Lincoln Memorial this time?
The Lincoln Memorial.
Certainly, sir.
Now, when am I, as a sitting president, expected to do here with all the tourists? Am I going to be having a frank conversation with Honest Abe? It does not appear at that moment that I can engage in any particular type of discourse, as inspiring as this setting may or may not be.
Where would you like to go, Mr. President?
Let's continue this tour of the Jefferson Memorial.
The Jefferson Memorial.
Certainly, sir.
Oh, our trip was cut short. Most unfortunately.
You may believe you're seeing a flying saucer that's landed on water when you see it for the first time. But that's how futuristic the new British lifeboat looks. This craft was designed for rescues at sea when a disabled vessel is surrounded by fire. It is covered with steel and plastic with an asbestos lining, and although it emerges blackened, it comes through the fire test with great success. Now for the sports news. Midshipmen boast about the Navy being famous for its big guns, a statement that certainly rings out loud and clear about their big gunning quarterback Roger Staubach. This year's Heisman Trophy was awarded to Staubach as the nation's outstanding college player. Roger is cool and collected under pressure with a sixth sense to do the right thing on the field at the right time. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Is that Roger Staubach of the Dallas Cowboys? I must ask why we did not have another airplane crash. We're going to be staying in an advisory role, but the Reds have opened Berlin Wall for a holiday crossing. A hotel fire in Georgia has injured 40 people. This is most unfortunate news. What little I, as president, can do to address it.
Hello, Mr. President. I've got a few things I'd like to discuss with you about your re-election campaign. I've assembled some figures for you.
Ross, just a minute there, Ross. Where were you at our initial campaign meeting? I was very troubled at the time that you were not present, and your presence has not been accounted for. Your absence, I should say. leading to a great deal of concern about your fitness for that position. Ross, and you did not even acknowledge that you were not around. So I don't know about this you continuing in this role for much longer. Now we have a buy here from Bigger J1, Worlds Apart. It's just about, I feel, worlds apart now from Khrushchev and the Soviets. But if they're moving ahead of the dataless encounter, maybe there's some common ground we can come to improve our superpower rating. Alrighty, everybody. I'm afraid we've about reached our time for tonight. We've got to be watching some television news reports and reading some newspapers now before going to bed for the week. It's been a long 8-hour day, so I must ask all of you to return for tomorrow night, when we shall have another day of perhaps weeks of more campaigning and legislating and fighting some battles and detectiving, and of course engaging in discreet but quite passionate sexual activities to further our the reputation for which we're accustomed. And yes, I cannot forget my visiting of the memorials, where it is unclear of what further purpose I may serve. So in the meantime, I will ask all of you to have a very pleasant evening, and please enjoy the upcoming stream of Dark 77778, for I believe he is regaling all of you with the Evalis gaming function, of which I have little time for as your president. But I'm sure that all of you may be entertained with this as a welcome respite from the stresses of Vietnam and the civil rights conflicts that are going on and plaguing our nation. So for all of you, I hope to wish you a very pleasant evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, and good luck.